Hi everyone, how you doing? Welcome to Literary Gladiators. This is Charlie doing an individual video, and today I want to talk about, we're going to do a lyrical analysis, again, because I love music, hence these drumsticks, and I'm also the musical director on the show. If for those of you who do not know that, who are new, welcome. I will try not to frighten you. I wanted to discuss yet another song I haven't recently discovered, but been it's been playing over a lot on it's called My Boy from Elvis Presley. I know I've done a lot of lyrical analysis from Elvis before, but I heard the song maybe about, I'm going to say about, I got the CD at the library. It was on there. I was a little reluctant to, but and a lot of his other songs start out real. I mean, his later songs, they start out real subtle, and then they just become flashy. And when I mean flashy, I mean they become this song especially a lot of fun to play on the drums, and it's also just it's. I did some research on the song. Um, he and I'm going to give you a little bit insight about the king of rock and roll. Allegedly, he did not like being called that, but um, there are a lot of conspiracies saying that he's still alive and well. I don't get involved with any of that stuff. I don't. There's no reason to. But this song was allegedly written because when he was separating from his wife Priscilla, yeah, I think that I said her name right, Priscilla. Um, he wrote the song dedicating it to his daughter. I think no, yeah, he dedicated the song to his daughter, but he called it My Boy. Why? I don't know. I couldn't find any more research. I even went on YouTube to find some research because I couldn't really find too much. Lyrics.com didn't really tell me. It just told me the lyrics, which I know by heart. But it basically it just paints a picture of young boy growing up in a way, and how daddy got pushed over to the side. And the very last part of the last verse is, "I'll just stay here and watch you grow." And then, you know, he's such a he was really a true gift from the god of music. He really was. And there is not many songs I don't like, but this. There are some songs that I still to this day I will not listen to because I just don't care for them. But this was one of those songs that really changed me, and I said, "Wow, I like this." Because I let it just play through, because I'll skip over, I'll say, "Oh, I don't want to play that one. I played that one yesterday, I'll play that one tomorrow." Gotta spice it up a little bit, give the neighbors something else to moan about. But again, like I said, he had a pretty good life. He did serve in the army. I believe it was the army. Yes, I believe it was the army. Um, I think he was a sergeant, so he did fight for our freedom and whatnot. And we all have our vices and demons. Mine are Oreos and Snapple. And, for those of you who really know me, um, vacuum cleaners. I love vacuuming. Great theory. But anyway, but still. Um, he died of a drug overdose in 1977 after a concert, and he was in the bathroom, and that's all I'm going to say about that. He did have, obviously, we all have our struggles in life. He had a lot of them as well. He probably had, growing up way back when, we didn't have all this stuff, which is good, we have it, but, I don't know what he was like academically, but, probably a pretty good student. He was a rebel, I know that, because he had the, he started king of rock and roll. How do you become the king of rock and roll? And I mean, but again, I'm gonna just touch back a little bit more on this song. You can hear it you can get it, on, all the CDs I have don't have this song, but if you go onto YouTube or whatnot, mind you, I don't take any credit for any of this, by the way. I'm not plagiarizing anything, so I'm just stating facts. What I've been searching, researching, and whatnot. So none of this is from. Some of this is from up here because I have been playing the drums my whole life, and I've just gained insightful knowledge from other drummers. But allegedly, like I said, the song was written for his daughter. He called it "My Boy," and when he was going through the divorce, he wanted to dedicate it to his daughter. And I think there were other songs he wanted. He dedicated to so many fans. He would take requests. Um, when he was on stage, he actually once said he was totally insane, and that was when he was actually having troubles with the microphone. So he took four of them. He took four This is when they were doing what they call a sit-down show. Then this is in Las Vegas. Fancy food, pretty drum sets. I'm sorry, you people are normal. I love drums, but still, this is when you could smoke and eat, and there were kids running around, and everyone was having a good time. This is when people went out and really enjoyed life, and there were men in suits in the back smoking cigarettes and like, hey, it's good, you're drinking. You could see some of that on the cameras because he was filming a movie at that time, I think for Warner Brothers, but and again, life on the road, you're on stage almost every night. You're crashing at hotels. You're head of an entire band. You got, hey, my drummer, hey, come on, play a little more. And you really need to say that to his other drummer. Actually, I'm gonna just go off on a slight rant here. Some of you know me. I sometimes tend to do that, so I'm sorry. But the original drummer passed away. I think he was 84, 85. He was a studio drummer. He was actually approached in 1954. He was approached by Elvis and I guess his manager, and they said, we need some drums here. We want to, and he said something along the lines, and I'm going to quote this as best as I can from my memory. They have such a unique sound, so why clutter it up? I'll keep a simple backbeat. And he didn't even like using his bass drum, and that's for music you need a bass, for rock and roll especially. So he did a lot of the hit singles that you hear on the vinyl records and whatnot. And but apparently they parted, and then there was Ronnie Tutt, and he had two bass drums. One was a 22-inch, one was a 24-inch. So he liked using his bass drums, and he had a huge drum set, and yeah, they're both underrated drummers in my book, but it just went uphill when they added the drums. So when he passed, I was deeply affected, and I said to the drum gods, "Why did you do this?" And then I realized I was in public. Other than that, he dedicated a lot of songs to his fans. He had, married, like I said, he had marriage troubles, so a lot of songs were dedicated to his wife and then whatnot. So, but this song in particular, like I said, fun to play on the drums. It's got a lot of dynamics, soft, loud, obviously fast and slow. A lot of his songs have that, and a lot of other songs today have that too, obviously. And from that time period, because that's when rock and roll was really starting to get big in the 1950s, going into the 60s, and then you had your drug, sex, and rock and roll. I'm not going to go on about that, but still, he really was an icon in musical history. And we, as much as we have what we have today, which I'll be honest, I'm not a real fan of, but we won't have what we have now without what we had in the past, like the Beatles. The Monkees, all of these guys, Led Zeppelin. So I'm not bashing, but I'm just saying we don't have what we wouldn't have what we have today. We didn't have what we had yesteryear. So again, you can find this song on MySpace. That's one for the bloopers on YouTube. I can talk, and you can get the lyrics, whatnot. It's a sentimental song, so that's why I chose it for today. And I figured I'd give you a bit of background about his life. It's a straightforward song, and there's really no deeper meanings that I was able to find. It's basically, like I said, for his daughter, and he just, I think he had a great life. So I try to give you a little bit of insight on everything today. So, 1935 to 1977. Elvis, we salute you. and also because you were a soldier and whatnot, and your drummers were really, really amazing, and they had such beautiful drum kits. I'm going off too far now. I'm going way off ahead. Anyway, so this is Literary Gladiators. Thank you for tuning in. Again, I'm Charlie. Like us, subscribe us, give us a notification. For those of you who have notified me in the past, and I have not gotten back to you, please know that I have seen it, and I haven't gotten to it, or I haven't gotten a chance to respond yet, and I'm trying so hard to stay in touch. You know, I'm very slow when it comes to Google Drive, and it's just, 1 and 1 is 2. To me, 1 and 1 is, I don't know. It's hard for me to get to respond, so I want to say it out here. I feel saying thank you on camera is actually a little bit more personal, but that's just me. You know, other people might differ and whatnot, and that's fine. But to all of those who give me criticism and praise and whatnot, it's appreciated. So again, thank you, and keep reading, as Josh would say. I'm in his library, so I'm going to have some cookies.